This priest has a problem, not a praying problem like other normal priests do have. No, he catches bad people for a living. He beats up bad people for a living. He beats up mercenaries. He beats up hire killers. He beats up bad guys, drug dealers for a living. Yeah, backstory to the priest. So actually, before becoming a priest, this priest used to work for the FBI. Yeah, he was a special agent in the FBI, but his special agentness wasn't investigating crimes on pen and paper, like putting on suits and blah blah blah. No, he goes to the field of the problem and he takes out the terrorists. Let's say, for instance, you call him, or they contact the secret agency and they say, you know what, Nigeria is causing a problem here. There is Ibophobia, there is terrorism, there is a Boko Haram issues. Oh, Agent Kim is right there to take out those people who go about unaliving people. But if in any of these cases kids are involved, he makes sure he saves the kids, because obviously the kids are innocent. So fast forward, there was this time he was being sent to Syria, sent to all these dangerous places where terrorists are, because just one shot he takes them out as a special agent to the FBI. But news reaching him was, amongst those terrorists, kids were there. Kids were actually involved. Kids were being held captive. But his boss at that time, who followed him to the field, said, "No, my man, throw the grenade. There are no kids." He's like, "No." News reached me saying that kids were actually there. The boss now yelled at him that, "Take out those terrorists." That was how he threw the grenade, only for a kid to step out in front of the grenade and other kids lifted up. Oh my god, there were about 12 kids, and one of them picked up the grenade. Before he could realize, kaboosh, the grenade blew out. As the blew up, because he was about to go and take back the grenade to save them, boom, 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 the grenade blew out. Then he fell, and those kids unfortunately lost their lives. That was how he now left. He went to the FBI, to the agency, and he told them he want to quit because he feels guilty for unaliving 11 kids, and his conscience will not let him continue doing the work because he feels so guilty. Even though it wasn't his fault, it was his boss's fault, but he wants to take accountability for it, and because of that, he wants to leave the special agency, the FBI agency, for good. And the boss should do him a solid by erasing any traces of him ever being an agent in the system, any history of him. He wants to live his life as a normal lay person, as a normal citizen. That was how every information about him was being erased in the system. But no, he still lived with the guilt because, of course, he's a good person. He is a very good individual. So one of these days, he went to a drinking bar. He was drinking and just whining in his sorrow, and bam, trouble happened. Some talks happened to be passing around. They started teasing him, but because he was still living in his grief, they started bullying him, so he couldn't fight back, not knowing he was strong. They bullied him and they beat him up. He didn't fight back because actually he was looking for punishment in a kind of way so it could help ease his pain about what had happened in the field while he was an FBI agent. So they beat him consistently, and they threw him out. So he was laying on the street. Why in the street? It was actually in a community called Gotham. So a priest, the archbishop of that diocese, was passing by there. He now saw, who is this person lying helplessly on the road, because he was a good man, an archbishop for the mother in the Catholic Church. He then carried him because he couldn't lift him, so he carried him on his back, took him to the diocese and treated his wounds. Then that was how the priest now confined confided in him that this is my past life and blah blah blah, so he doesn't know what to do. Is there a way he can try to ease up the pain? Then the archbishop advised him that, why don't you go about becoming a priest? So the archbishop taught him everything, sent him to a seminary school where he studied to become a priest, lived like a priest peacefully. He was a good boy, and his baptism name, his priest name, his name was actually King Yong Il. But during his ordination of becoming a priest, he was given the name Michael. Yeah, so Father Michael was his name. So, but did Father Michael stayed solo? Find out for part 2. Bye bye.